What's up, Devils? J-Dog back to hang out with the Devils again and do some fucking, answer some goddamn questions you left in here on the, let me pull it up, the Severed Savior and Skinless Thoughts. It's got quite a bit of decent amount of views, too. I didn't think that it would, because, I forget, like, where did we put that in there? I think someone just asked, what I thought about him or whatever. Oh, and then the hashtag, border drummer, right, pop rock poser. For whatever reason, I don't know, it's like, do you guys want like more poser talk videos or whatever, or is that just some of the outside guests coming in? Because it seems like anything that's poser related or whatever in my videos, it seems like those kind of get like the most popular ones. I don't know. Let me know. That wasn't intentional at all. But that's why this one's got a decent, and it's got a 33 comments. So it just seems like a lot of just a lot of traction. Which, hey, whatever, that's cool. So here we the fuck go, and as goddamn always, I don't know. You guys have like a. Seems like there's about 5 of you guys that have like almost like battle it out. Who can get the first comment in? And it seems like it's either Layla Lover 90 here, which is the first one here again, or Jane Dinkins or Metal Musician. I see Mushroom Leg in here. He's been commenting out the ass again. It seems like it's awesome. It's like, yeah, maybe that should be you guys' mission. The regular devils are coming in here. Who could get the goddamn first comment in? First goddamn comment and question of the day, motherfucker. So battle it out, devils. Here we go, from Layla 90. J-Dog, I laugh every time you talk about brutal bands because I started listening to metal around 2005. I am a late bloomer. When I started high school, you started high school in 2005, huh? So when you were tuning out from newer bands, I was just getting into them. I wouldn't say I was tuning out. It wasn't like, you know what? I wouldn't say I was tuning out at all. I think I was checking out just as much. It just seemed like around 2005, maybe it's because where the scene was going too, and it was coming through Hells. Around 2005, that's really when I started checking out and listening to bands like Toxic Holocaust, Metal Lucifer, Sabat from Japan, Disaster, a lot of that stuff. So kind of the more thrashy, black and stuff like that. Who else was coming out at that time? That's 2005. That's when I started kind of just giving other shit a chance. Like that's when I started listening. I was 20 years old in 2005. That's when I started checking out the Misfits. I was kind of like an ex-girlfriend that brought home, hey, you should check out the Misfits. I'm like, that's sissy shit. You know what I mean? That's like for, I had kids in high school like them, and then checking out, I actually fucking really liked it. So I was kind of like, no, I was checking out, I might have even been checking out more bands in 2005, 2006, 2007 than ever because it was, at that time, Hells was actually 2005. That is right before I started doing Hells full time. I was 21 when I did it. Was it 20? No, I was 22, so I was still working a day job. 22 is when I was working a day job plus health set bangers. I quit my day job at age 22. So 2005, 2007, yeah, I was the guy doing like the receiving department as well. It was like Chase was like the one that opened the packages and then what did I do? I was on the case all the CDs, put the LPs together, and I would scan all the images. I think, did I get the descriptions or did he? I forget. But anyways, I was doing some of the receiving as well as packing. I don't do any receiving now whatsoever. But anyways, especially with casing all the CDs, I would see like what was coming in. So like, I remember that's literally how I first listened to Metal Lucifer Heavy Metal Chainsaw. I fucking loved it. That's literally how I first heard a Sabbat Evoke. I especially remember those because we got them from Iron Pegasus and Disaster, Divine Blasphemies, Tyrants of the Netherworld, all that stuff. It was around that time. So no, I wouldn't say that's true at all. I stopped. It's just the brutal bands. It was like, again, as much as I like that stuff, it was getting old. I'm like, guys, this shit all sounds the same. Like again, maybe I was just having a 20 band bad streak. You know what I mean? Whereas like what I keep telling you guys, like for like a band album like Brodequin, Instruments of Torture, what was cool is it was raw and it was kind of similar to Vomit, but it wasn't. It was so blasted. It sounded different. And then to take another brutal band, go over to Gorgasm. Brutal as fuck, right? Doesn't sound anything like fucking Brodequin, right? Then you go over to the First Aborted. Doesn't sound anything like those other two. Then you put on Molesting the Decapitated. Totally, they all had character and sound. But then there's tons of bands like are ripping them off, and it was just all the same things. All right, I'm either going to get another Devourment, I'm going to get another Last Days of Humanity, I'm going to get another Disgorged California. It's the same old fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? But the fresh bands that were kind of there at the time starting it, Disgorged Mexico, tons of fucking character. They are all super, super fucking brutal, but like people are like, oh, these bands all sound the same. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, take Disgorged Chronic Corporate Infest. You're telling me that sounds the same as the first Mortal Decay album? Not at all. Not at all. So it's like, you know what I mean? That's kind of like, so I don't like to say because I don't want to sound like some burnout old guy poser. Like, like he's one of those guys. He only likes what he grew up on. And he stopped checking up. It's not that. It's just that would sound the same. And then when we were getting it, just incidentally, I guess the thrashing was kind of really starting to pick up. we were getting on the distro and I was hearing them. Oh, it's fucking great. You know what I mean? Another band I heard around that 2005 mark that I love was Bewitched from Sweden, like the At the Gates of Hell, Pentagram Prayer. God damn it. Fucking goddamn phone calls. Every fucking video, right, Devils? Where the fuck they leave off? God damn it. Yeah, so I'll start bands like that. Bewitched, I thought that was fucking great. So I was hearing more bands like that around that time. High school, listen to Kim. So I missed early Devourment, Deeds of Flesh, Aborted. I need to listen to more first albums of those bands because I am sure I will love it. It sounds like you haven't heard them. Oh yeah, man, dude. Like Devourment, Lust, Decapitated. That's by far their best thing. Like I heard a later album, maybe not their last album. I don't think it sucks. I just think this is pointless. Again, more generic death metal. I was like, this doesn't sound anything like Molesting Decapitated, and that's where all the character was on Molesting. Second album's okay, but yeah, it's just the character was on the first album. Where the fuck we leave off here? From Mushroom Leg. Hearing you say that you don't like Autopsy Mental Funeral made me die a little inside. Everyone says that, man. I think I'm the only fucking. Well, I know Dawn of the Dead doesn't like it either. Me and him, I think, are the only two people I know that don't like it. I think I like two songs on it. The rest, I think, to me, guys, I don't know. It's just boring as fuck. It's all slow, and I'm like, man, give me a blanket and a pillow. One of the craziest thing I've heard all year. Yeah, like everyone does say that. Did you ever see Gwar live? I have not. They came through Cleveland a lot in the 90s, and I'll always have a soft spot for those early records. Thanks for the videos. You know the thing that's funny about Gwar is that was a band I kind of threw in the category all my teenage years with like Slipknot and shit like that. I just assumed it was for the trendy kids just because that was a band that was, I guess, popular. You know what I mean? Like it was known, and I hadn't never heard them. Anyways, long story short is I actually found out the early albums, and they're actually kind of good metal. I think it was actually Kevin from Graveworm. He was telling me about Scum Dogs, and I think he brought in his disc when he worked for us and put it on. I'm like, oh, this is pretty fucking good. He's like, yeah, the first two albums are great. I only heard that. I don't own anything still, but I heard the first album in the shop. I was, oh, this is solid, good shit. But I guess they drastically changed. Like, go figure, like a lot of bands do. So I never saw them live because I just assumed it's stuff that I wouldn't like. You know what I mean? From Canyon Bickle. Another great video, Mr. Dog. The way you were talking about Severed Savior kind of made me wonder if there were any really well-known death or black metal bands that you never bothered listening to for whatever reason. Oh yeah, there's tons. For me, I still haven't ever heard anything from Master. I always tell myself to give it a shot and never do. Maybe 2022 is the year. Yeah, Master, the general rule of thumb with them is here, I'll show you. This is what you need to hear. This here's the best, and it's got reissued. I think it's called The Unknown Soldier now. Maybe it was Vic Records that put it out. But anyways, it's the unreleased 1985 album. This is the version I have. It was on Displeased Records. This is fucking great. This is like 80s death metal recorded 80 fucking 5. This is like mandatory. Like this is like impossible not to like. Raw as fuck, but doesn't sound like shit. Disc. Backside. I love this disc. And then the self-title here, which we actually have some in stock if you want to pick it up. The self-title is the first album. It's good as well. It is definitely good, but it's not. This is the best. It has most of the same songs though. It's just the sound on that unreleased is fucking awesome. Unreleased album, but this is Master. And this is so we have these. We have like double digipacks, and they're pretty nice pressings and jewel case versions of that by Hammerheart Records. I don't think we have many left, but I would, yeah, dude. If you like it's kind of like essential metal. Like I don't think you would not like it. It's like is kind of like put them next to with the less popularity at the time. Put them next to fucking Death, Possessed, Massacre. You know the '80s death metal before like the low down tune vocals like Cannibal Corpse and fucking Suffocation Shake before that existed. You know what I mean? Mine's a double disc here too, and it's got some live shit on here. But this is the debut. The second album, on the Seventh Day God Created Master, the songs on it are good, but the triggers are god ass fucking awful. So to this day I've never liked it, and then everything after that I didn't care about. It was some of it's like solid metal, but it's kind of like background. But the debut and that fucking unreleased 1985 album, that's like, dude, you gotta have that. That shit's great. Like I can listen to that every single day. Lewis Muller, don't think I've seen the comments. Hey, J Dog, as a fellow weightlifter, huh? I just wanted to know what is your appropriate amount of time for stretching? I've seen people stretch for less than 5 minutes and others more than 30 minutes. I know there is no definite answer since every has a different body part, but I wanted to know yours. Mine is around 2, 3 minute songs. And what's your go-to cheat meal? Hate meal, Hales. Oh yeah, stretching. I do it every day. My general rule of thumb. So when I do my morning cardio, I stretch, and when I stretch out is my hamstrings, my quads, like sitting in a squat position. Everything I hold for 30 seconds. I stretch out my quads in a squat position, hamstrings, my low back to where you're laying on your belly and you're pushing up and kind of like arching your low back. Those kind of stretch out my hips before doing cardio just to really loosen that up. And then and a lot of times I've been doing the morning too, just really open everything up in your arms and your back. It's just, from a pull up, from a pull up bar, just dead hang. Like just hold on to it and just fucking hang for 30 to 45 seconds. Just let everything, make sure to let your body hang. Don't get any resistance. It stretches out your biceps, your fucking forearms, your triceps, your shoulders, your back, and it's pulling all. You can almost feel all the pressure being pulled off your low back too. So I do those, and then and that takes me about 5 to 6 minutes. Yeah, not long at all. Is that an appropriate amount? I mean, I always did it for my mobility. Actually, kind of sucks, so it probably isn't enough. But for injury prevention, and it just helps, get you fucking going in the morning, and then also before any training session, I stretch whatever muscle group I'm doing. So if I'm training chest, I'll stretch out my chest. This the thing is, oh, you shouldn't stretch before training. I always did. I know there's people say, oh, that you shouldn't do it. Like all the guys that know what they're talking about shit. I've one time I never. There was one time I didn't stretch before training, and I actually had a slight tear in my lat and tricep, and I was just doing body weight pull ups. And the thing is, with pull ups is probably wasn't smart. If you're lighter, bottom rule of thumb, I came to the conclusion: don't do pull ups fucking first, because when I was doing, I was at like 240 pounds, and my like what didn't stretch or whatever, just go in there. That's kind of like jumping into a heavy set. Think about it. Well, you wouldn't throw. Let's say you can max bench 300 pounds or whatever. You wouldn't throw 240 on the fucking bar and try to bench it. And like, oh, I tore my pec. Well, no shit. Why the fuck would you got to warm up, right? So it's kind of like you have no warm up if you're doing pull ups your first body exercise. Anyways, that was the first time it was a surface tear, but it turned black and blue, and it went away with like a week. Yeah, I went to the doctor's the next day and got checked out. That was a couple of years ago. That was the one time I didn't stretch. So people say, yeah, you shouldn't stretch before training, stretch after training. Not saying that's textbook wrong. It's probably textbook correct, but I think that's horseshit. The reason I always stretched beforehand was when you were in gym class in high school and shit, they made you stretch before doing anything, right? So I thought J Dog knowing nothing at the time, that's what I always did, and it's just always been in my head. So it's almost like mentally I almost have to do it because I did it for years before I found out. I was like, oh, you're not even supposed to do that. But I don't think it takes anything away from my training, because if you're going to do, like you said, there's guys that stretch for 30 minutes, then yeah, that probably would be excessive to where you would lose. It would take away some of your strength from your strength training. Then that might be too excessive. But mine's, yeah, like you said, mine takes me more than 5 to 8 minutes. But for whatever muscle group, if I'm training myself, yeah, like I said, if I'm training chest, I'll stretch out my chest, my triceps, and my shoulder area. If I'm training back, I'll stretch out my back, hang on the shit, stretch out my biceps, legs, all around my legs, low back. So whatever muscle group I'm doing, I'll make sure it's all stretched, because I just feel more limber and loosened up. It just doesn't seem safe to do nothing. Like I see almost everybody, well, I wouldn't say everybody, but 85% of people I see that are regulars at the gym, they just come in, they set their fucking keys off to the side, they literally go and do their first set. Now, most of them don't do something stupid like throw their heaviest set on there. They'll do, like, if it's bench press, whatever, 135. But even me, like if I was to go over, like, let's say incline bench, like just walk in the gym and throw 135 on there, I would feel super fucking unsafe. Even though like 135 on an incline barbell, like that's like light as fuck for me. I could probably do that 30 times easily. It's just I wouldn't feel safe just any resistance. I mean, I'm just like, I want to make sure everything's opened up and stretched out before. I was like, I don't know. Again, it could just be in my head because I did that for years before I even knew anything about what you're supposed to do, right? And it just always stuck with me. But knock on wood, although I've never, knock on fucking wood, I've never actually tore a muscle or anything. I know tons of guys that have had muscle tears and shit, and and they don't give me that age crap either, because I know guys in their 20s and shit torn biceps, torn hamstrings, torn quads, torn pecs. I've known tons of guys that have torn their pecs. I've never done that. Except the one kind of tear I had was the one goddamn time I literally didn't stretch before a back session. The only thing is I was in a hurry. I got there kind of late. So I'm like, fucking, I'm just going to go into it. And again, I'm fucking literally on pull-ups. Fucking ridiculous. How ridiculous is that, right? And yeah, tore on my fucking left lat to my tricep. And it was all completely black and blue. But I saw the doctor. He's like, oh, this is just a surface tear. He did some tests on me. It was my sports chiropractor that I see regularly. And He's like, yeah, because if it was a deep muscle tear, you wouldn't be able to do X, Y, and Z that you try to have me do. He's like, it looks way worse than it is, and he was right. Literally within like 7 days, it completely cleared up and it was gone. Scared the shit out of me though, because I'm like, holy fuck, this don't look good at all. Uh, oh, my favorite cheat meal. I would have to say pizza. Pizza and ice cream probably would be my favorite cheat meal. That's probably my favorite foods. You know what I mean? I would have to say that. But if I'm trying to keep a cheat meal but kind of productive, because pizza is basically complete junk food where it's like you're not utilizing much of that whatsoever for fucking muscle building. Yeah, you can argue, well, there's some of the carbs in it that'll glycogen muscles. You obviously just need calories as far in general just to put on muscle. And you say, oh, well, the cheese in there, that's got protein. Yeah, that's true, but it's very, very inefficient. For the most part, most of it can be stored as body fat. It's assuming you're in a caloric surplus, none of this hippie shit. You don't store any single type of food as body fat, period, nothing. Not pizza, not ice cream, not burgers. You only store it as body fat is if you're in a caloric surplus. The reason you do store those as body fat uh, more easily than some things like pizza is because it's so calorically dense and it's so easy to go in a caloric surplus for most anybody in your day. Because let's say your maintenance calories is 2,000 calories for the day. I mean, it's very easy to eat 2,000 calories right there in fucking pizza just in one sitting, right? Very fucking easy. Most people could do that. I mean, literally 4 or 5 slices is like 2,000 calories. It's very calorically dense. So let's say you ate 2,000 calories in that one sitting. Well, I sure as fuck hope you're eating nothing else whatsoever throughout the day. Drinking nothing other than water. Otherwise, you're going to store body fat. But even if you ate all clean meals, let's say you had some chicken and rice and vegetables, eggs and oatmeal for breakfast, you had those. So you're at whatever, 1,200 calories, and then you have your pizza at night. You're definitely going to store a lot of that body fat. It's way over the calories. But if you were to eat nothing but the pizza, yeah, you wouldn't store any body fat. But you damn sure ain't building no muscle either. Would you have like 40 grams of protein total for the day, but you got 2,000 calories? You ain't building no muscle on that. So what I kind of do, especially if I'm dieting, if I want to keep something that's going to be beneficial to muscle building, but it's still a cheat meal and junky, my go-to is like a burger and fries because that burger and fries, yes, it's very calorically dense, but at least with the beef and shit, you're going to get a lot of protein. You're going to get a lot of fats in there that can help with muscle building. And fries, it's just fucking it's just potatoes basically, but they're deep fried. So obviously that's where you get the shit calories from the oils. I'm not saying it's not a junk meal; it's a total junk meal, but it's way more conducive to building muscle than pizza is. So if I had to choose, I would and like for beneficial, like I'm really trying to stay on things and build as much muscle, but I want a cheat meal. I'll always go with the burger and fries. That's gonna be kind of your best bet because most people like burger and fries, and that will build muscle. It's just you're gonna put on body fat with it, as opposed to the pizza. It's like yeah, I guess you can kind of build some muscle with it, but most of what you're going to get out of that is just going to be body fat because it's just complete shit. So, but taste wise, that pizza would be my favorite. Uh, from Patrick, oh, wait, Life, yeah, here we go. From Life Eternal, got to answer him. Got every goddamn video. Life Eternal. Now that you mention it, the only death metal I ever heard Eddie talk about was Desultory in all the Hellcast episodes I've heard. You into the old school Finnish death metal bands? I.e., Convulsed, Demigod, Sentenced, etc. Yeah, I am. Not as much as some people. I thought a lot of the Finnish stuff was pretty boring too, but the Demigod demos I love. The first Sentence album and demos are good. Abhorrence from Finland's good. Um, Probably those would be my faves. I'm trying to think who else would I really like. I definitely do others, but Convulse, I mean, it's okay. I thought the first album it's got good parts, but a lot of it's really boring. So I wasn't huge on the Finnish death metal scene, but I definitely do like it. I mean, there's definitely bands for sure I like. But the Demigod demos, that might be my favorite. Because the Demigod album, like, it's okay. The demos are fucking great. From Paul Hetrick, thanks for answering. The French press bar is a short bar with a hammer grip. Oh, okay. I do the French press while standing, never given me elbow problems. However, I chin ups and hammer grip chin ups do bother my elbows. Yeah, same here. It's funny. I actually haven't been doing any pulls or chins in a while too. I don't know what the fuck it is. Why is it? It fucks up my elbows. I get like especially my left one, and so I lay off them for a while. I have no idea why. I mean, I've talked to my chiropractor and shit like that, and who the fuck knows? Because it's weird. Because then I could do like a pull down. It'll slightly hurt, but not as much. But yeah, I do know what you're talking about. The fixed bar where there's it's like basically like a fucking rectangle, and then there's two like bars and straight. You grip it like a hammer. We have one of those. Those are great. The only problem with them is that fucking the largest plate you can want to put on there is 25s, and my elbows tend to fucking bang against the goddamn thing. It's funny you mentioned that. Actually, for the last 6 months or so, I thought about swapping it back in as one of my exercises. Just the last time I remember did it, Last time I did do it, I probably was about 2 years ago. And I just remember getting annoyed that fucking like I'm scraping my elbows on the goddamn thing, and my triceps are like rubbing up against the goddamn the plates. I don't know if my arms are just too goddamn big or what. I mean, they're not. I mean, not that goddamn. I mean, they're bigger than the average bear, but they're not that goddamn big. You know what I mean? They're not no fucking Nick Walker size arms, but maybe that's what it is. And because yeah, it's literally are touching the fucking plates, and it's like it's uncomfortable shit. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I thought about throwing it back in. I was like, maybe I just need to really try to bring them in more. You know what I mean? Like force them in. But so we'll see. But yeah, I do know we do have that at our gym too. From Teddy's Biscuit, yeah, he's the next one. Teddy Spaghetti Night Massacre. Yo, do you go to record shows and dig through record stores? Have you ever? I still love that Rush Finding Treasures. I found the original Wreckage demo tape a few weeks ago. Oh, sweet. Keep up the great content. I mean, I have. I mean, I've gone to records, like stores and shit like that, but it's been quite a while. And like record events, I mean, like there really haven't been any events that I know of. And there's record store day, but I mean, like it would just be here locally. We have like My Mind's Eye and stuff, and I don't know what he would get that I would need that Hell's isn't getting. You know what I mean? So that's kind of part of it too. Is a lot of stuff that comes in is for that reason. Unless the only thing he would is like if he bought out a collection, and let's say a guy had a lot of death metal stuff, like maybe he had a bunch of death metal sevens from the early '90s stuff, and ones that was missing. Then you get case. But if he's just getting newer stuff that's coming out, chances are if it's stuff that I like in the metal scene, chances are Hell's is going to get it too. So it's kind of like why make a 45-minute drive to go get it where it's just going to come right to my doorstep? You know what I mean? So, but I haven't, but it's been quite a while. From Andrew Mitchell. Sup, Rob? Love the videos. I watch till the end and appreciate the longer videos. I watch them while my fat ass does cardio, so a 20 to 30-minute video is my workout. Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's good. Perfect way just to kill the time. Yeah. What do you think of the new Corpse Grinder album? I've only listened to a few songs on YouTube. I'm waiting for it to kind of come in the shop. I thought it was good. I thought this song was an acid bath, that or something like throwing the acid bath was one of the songs. I thought it was good. Yeah, I was like, this is pretty good shit. Thought the cover was pretty cool too. Corpse Grinder like all jacked and fucking ripping out a heart or whatever. Thought it was cool. Also, what are your thoughts on Jungle Rot and Gormet? Refer to by now you've seen it, my Jungle Rot video. God damn it, Gormet. The album's good. Maybe that's be a story time. Love the fucking demos, especially the first demo. I have a bootleg LP, which is just the demos. There's only 100 made. Fucking love it. Can't wait for the my midnight LP order from you guys. Oh, you ordered? Okay, yeah, we just got those in, so probably shipped out on Friday. Because yeah, we just put those up Friday. I'm recording this on the 7th, March 7th. So we're up like 4th, so we probably shipped out the 4th or shipped out today. If you're thinking so somewhere on there. But yeah, sounds way, brah. And but yeah, Gorman, can't say enough. The album is good, but the demos, I actually, it's funny. I never brought them on the channel. Huge fan, especially the first demo. Gorehound. I can never imagine Mortician listening to pop music. I feel like if you listen to other genres as well as metal, fair enough. But if you perform metal, you should support your own genre. I know for 100% fact, Will listens to tons of the brutal shit, like what you'd expect. I do know. Most positive. The first time I met him, which I know he's a big fan of. I think his favorite band of all time though was Venom. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. He had a lot of Venom pins and patches and shit on his vest, and I'm sure that's a band he grew up on. Which I mean, I like Venom a lot too. Welcome Hell, Black Metal, at War Saint, and all that. I think that's, but it's everything else is kind of what you'd expect. Like he likes. I don't know if he's still checking out bands to this date, but he definitely likes like even bands from the early 2000s and shit like that. Like up to date on them. And as a matter of fact, he was big on Hemorrhage as well. I bought a Hemorrhage shirt from him at his stand once, and he was just always praising them, like loved them. I was like, oh, because we kind of talked about that because I to this day I love every Hemorrhage album. When I first got into him was probably when I was talking to Will, so I was super excited. I'm like, I remember just asking people about him, like, have you heard this band? And he's like, yeah, Will, and because I was like, I thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? Because it was new. I just heard them in the first year, and I didn't want to ask. And people, if they haven't heard them, like, oh, you gotta check them out, man. They're fucking great. So I know for a fact Will does for sure. Roger, I know he says he's big into grindcore, but I never really chatted tunes that much with him. But there's no doubt, I'm sure he listens to brutal shit and stuff like that. But does he listen to does he mainly like one of those guys listen to mostly classic rock and shit? That I don't know. He might. I don't know. I just didn't have as much of conversation with him. I've talked to Roger pretty extensively on the phone and stuff like that, and in person years and years ago, but never really about listening to tunes and shit like that. More so with Will. I don't know why. Just because it is. So Will, I can vouch for 100% for sure. From Jake Engstrom. Haha, that's exactly what I felt about Skinless. I love the first two albums. Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember that third one came out, man. I literally remember the day it came out. I was beyond disappointed. The first thing was I look at the cover, I'm like, fuck, this looks not what I'm hoping for. And it wasn't. Rancid Amputation 666. Awesome video, iDog. Aborted took the ass road of being a boring death metal band. Yeah. That first album was indeed a great record. Yep. My question is, any funny story from when you were young and those new metal posers walked up to you, ask you some cringe ass question? You know, like I told the video, how to spot a poser. Talked about the Soulfly douche. Just that story and like other like very similar shit like that, like people walking in, like or at the Paninis douche. Oh, I remember that band. Like I definitely got that in a Deicide hoodie. I was out and about. My wife and I were having dinner, like and drinks at this restaurant bar called Dominic's here. They have like really good pizza, and it's up in Medina. And it's kind of it's a one-off restaurant. We'd hang out there, and I was just sitting there at the bar eating and having drinks. And that's where the guy said, "Oh, Deicide, I remember those guys. They still around?" What do you mean they still around? You should have been still listening to them. So shit like that. As far as when I was a teenager, nothing eventful that I can remember story wise. Just being approached and asked um, just like, hey, yeah, oh, man, did you hear the new Marilyn Manson? That type. That just they're trying to fit in. And you're just like, what gave you that idea, man? We're in Destroyer 666 shirt. Where the fuck do you see Manson or Slipknot or Disturbed? You know what I mean? So kind of that, but nothing like a crazy like funny story, like kind of just what you would expect. That you probably got the same shit. But maybe there isn't. I just can't think of it. There probably is. I just can't. Yeah, you're going back 20 years. If it comes up, if I think of it, I'll definitely talk about it. Really goddamn quick. Like I said, this one's got quite a bit of comments, so I don't want to do everything because I'll be. Oh, yeah, Oak Baron. Hey, how's it going, J Dog? Do you like the black and death metal band God Dethroned from the Netherlands? That's actually hilarious. You asked that, man. Their Bloody Blasphemy album is killer. Also, and I know there is an old topic. What is your opinion of Gorgoroth's re-recording of Under the Sign of Hell? I'll answer the Gorgoroth first because that's a quicker answer. Gorgoroth, I love the album Pentagram. Most of the other albums I think are just kind of mediocre. And I do like Insipid Satan, even though it's kind of like, I don't know, something about it I just liked. I even like the clean vocal parts in that. And everything else, nothing by Gorgoroth sucks. I'm just kind of like, background black metal, but Pentagram's my favorite. That album's fucking awesome. And the re-recorded just kind of, I just all thought it was, even though what's the last album, Bergen or whatever. So just okay, background death, black metal. God Dethroned. It's funny, the reason you bring that up, I was actually thinking about doing a separate video on God Dethroned. I think God Dethroned might be, it's called your black and death metal, black metal, put them in that category. I know I say this about a lot of bands, but I think they might be, in my opinion, the most underrated fucking band of all time. I like you mentioned Bloody Blasphemy. That's the tour I saw them on. That's my second favorite album by them, and the one before that, it's about equal. Grand Grimoire, the one before that, and Bloody Blasphemy are definitely my favorites. Those are 100% tens. Some of my favorite albums of all time. And God Dethroned, another thing is every single album I like. Now their last couple, or whatever, definitely not as good. Don't get me wrong, they're not definitely not, but they don't have a turd in the catalog whatsoever. I mean, Into the Lungs of Hell is fucking phenomenal. Ravenous is fucking phenomenal. Lair of the White Worm is fucking phenomenal. The Lair of the White Worm cover looks kind of a little too Adobe Photoshop. I didn't really like the cover, but yeah, and the live they were awesome. Never got to meet them. Well, I did meet them because I got my shit Bloody Blasphemy signed. I never got a picture with them, and I fucking regret that too. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I was on a film. Maybe because I kind of don't remember like. I don't know if I had much of a conversation. For whatever reason, I'm drawing a blank of like how the conversation went down. Supposedly, like when I met Glenn, it's kind of like crystal clear in my mind how it went. And I remember why I didn't get my picture with him because he was fucking grumpy as shit and in a bad mood, and people were asking him shit. And you could tell he was pissed off. God Dethroned, I don't remember why I didn't get my photo with him because I always did. That was the rule when we were kids. Yeah, you beat him, you get your shit signed, and you get a photo with him. Well, for whatever reason, I just got my shit signed, and that was it. I had him sign Grand Grimoire and Bloody Blasphemy. That's all I had at the time. I didn't even have the first album. The first album is definitely not my favorite either. It's just more of a death metal album. The self-titled God Dethroned, a great fucking record, great death metal album. But I liked it, when they kind of added more, kind of went more black, like black and death, like you said. It's but yeah, those two albums, just the band in general, again, not a dud in the catalog. Last two, three, it's good, but that definitely not as good as there's no fucking Bloody Blasphemy, like you said. But all in all, the quite possibly most underrated fucking band ever. Like I don't, if you're in a like black metal or death metal, and especially the mix of the both, to me, how the fuck is it possible you don't like that? I have no idea how you can't. That's a that's a band that writes songs too, memorable, good songs, but yet a lot of them, like especially on those two, my favorites, ferociously fucking fast blasts, but none of it sounds repetitive. It's all super catchy, all super memorable, sing-alongs, like just fucking great lyrics too. From Joseph O'Donovan, sup J Dog? Heard you guys signed Pharmacists. Have you heard anything off the second album yet? Nope. And that'd be a Sea Dog fucking question because he's the one that get it. He's the one that signed him. He's the one that when he's like, yeah, hey, picked up this. So I saw them. He's like the best carcass worship band ever. He sent me a link to check it out. I was like, oh, this is fucking amazing. And ever since, if he got any audio yet, then he's holding the fuck out on me because he knows goddamn well I want to hear it. But I don't think he got anything. I'm pretty sure he would have told me. But yeah, I'm pumped for anything like the new material. 100% pumped. When it's gonna happen, I have no idea. But yeah, we're supposed to be doing shit with them. That's what I was told, and I'm definitely glad. Ruben S., would you ever become a personal trainer as a backup career? Kind of answer this question on another video. Personal trainer in the gym, no, but doing like I guess what they call in the bodybuilding world like guru shit. I would definitely be into that because I definitely like the what they the fucking just the chemistry side behind the fucking behind it, like how it all works, how the training works, how pharmacology works, how supplementation works, how the diet works, how it all works in conjunction, and the rest, and the programming your training, and just everything, how it all works and is a fucking perfect triangle. You know what I mean? I definitely like doing, and I like going over like trying to keep the bodybuilders as healthy as possible because pursuing bodybuilders, especially if you're trying to pursue it on a very high end level, it's definitely not the healthiest thing in the world. But I'm 100% believer that it can be done in a healthy manner where you're not dropping dead at fucking 45. I think that's kind of unacceptable. And I have kind of my own protocols of what I like to do. I'll give you one little secret tip for it is one of them is it's that a lot of these guys don't do is, and I know it's a huge difference in everybody's blood work I've seen, and I've talked to others that have seen it. It's a difference is doing cardio year round. A lot of these guys won't do it. They'll only do it when they're getting ready for a show, dieting down. They won't do it in the off season. That's one of the dumbest things you can do. Every guy, all health markers I see from bodybuilders that do cardio year round to the ones that don't, almost exclusively, there's always exceptions to the rule, their health markers are better. That's one thing. And I have a ton of other things of like little health things I like to put in, monitoring blood pressure and shit, getting these dum-dums on blood pressure medications. They're walking around, their blood pressure's high, and they're afraid to fucking, they're not afraid to take all the fucking anabolics in the world, but they're afraid of a blood pressure pill. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Just don't be stupid. You know what I mean? So there's kind of some dumb meathead shit going on with them, and I feel like I can help. You know what I mean? In that department. So things like that, I would be more to that side because to me that's really interesting. I feel like I have. I'm not going to say I'm Mr. Fucking Know-It-All. I know it all, but I definitely know a shitload about it. And any of the guys who are the top dogs, I guarantee info wise, I could definitely hang with them. Guaranteed, because I've been studying this shit for well over 10 years, and yeah, I've viewed a lot of my own personal anecdotal evidence and tons of other guys. So definitely got a lot of fucking body of information. So I would do that. You know what I mean? Charging like for example, and writing up diets, things like that. If somebody's just a regular guy doesn't want to be a bodybuilder, but he's like, hey, I just want to get in shape. Can you write me up a quick diet? I was like, yeah, send me over $100. I'll write you up a diet. I'll ask them a list of questions of what are you currently eating, what foods you like, what foods you refuse to eat, things like that nature. So I give base thing, and I'll write them up a base diet. And I'm not gonna do that fucking free because that takes me 30 minutes to an hour, and my time is precious. But things like that I do enjoy. But yeah, I have written up diets for people several times. Some for free if it's family or something like that, and some for at the gym and shit. I will charge for. I was like, yeah, but I'll definitely like doing that. Anything of that nature. Supplement protocols, pharmaceutical protocols based on what they're fucking doing and what they're willing to do. I like writing up protocols like that, training protocols, all of it. Right up, but yeah, I'm not gonna do it for fucking free. So, I would do that as a backup, and I would even do it now. Like I would do it just at the side. But I'm not gonna. I don't have a marketing in the fitness bodybuilding world because as you guys know, I'm kind of, if you want to call it known, the only thing the scene I'm in is the fucking metal scene. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you know, most fucking metalheads don't give a rat's ass about their health or bodybuilding whatsoever. So it's a little bit of a slim pickings, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully more other people pick up on this channel. And it's like guys that aren't into fucking like that. What I think would be really cool is that's kind of why I like talking about the training shit too. Is some of the people in the bodybuilding fitness world, they get over to this channel and maybe I can do stuff for them. And then maybe they'll hear some cool tunes, man. They'll be like, man, I've been listening to that shitty fucking Disturbed when they hear Hemorrhage. And like, this is the fucking greatest thing. You gotta remember, like, nothing wrong with that. We all got to start somewhere, dude. I didn't come out of the fucking womb listening to Cannibal Corpse. You got to hear it first somewhere. Maybe if it's 25 years old, yeah, they're just getting it. You're late to the game, that's for sure. But hey, better late than never, right? So that would be awesome. That'd be awesome if that could happen. You're killing two birds with one stone. You know what I mean? We'll see, though. We'll see where the channel goes. I'm gonna make this the last goddamn question. I don't know $100, but I'm already at 35 fucking minutes. Human Brisket. Hey, J-Dog, are there any bands that you have never seen live that you want to see? Do you like Manicore? Wait from by the time you see this, you'll know my Manicore question. This should be posted before this one. I do. And any bands I never, the main band, hopefully Maryland Death Fest. Main number one band before I go to my fucking grave I want to see is Hemorrhage from Spain. There is other bands like obviously Pharmacists now. I've never seen them. That'd be cool. But as far as my wanting to see since I was literally 14 years old to now, I've never seen them. Is Hemorrhage. And I'm hoping to go to Maryland for at least one day, that day they're playing. If they're playing a Thursday, I can't. I'm hoping they're goddamn playing on a Saturday. Even if they're playing on Sunday, I might go. It's just a pain in the ass because believe it or not, guys, I open to Hell's. I mean, it's kind of like a 9 to 5 job for in a sense where I'm there. Dude, I'm up at 6 a.m. every fucking morning and I have a schedule that I follow every day. It's kind of like, I'm no different than you guys. Like my day to day is like, yes, I'm going to Hell's and I know, yeah, it's super fucking cool. You're around metal all day, but it's still like my day to day is all just work and a schedule, very regimented schedule because it has to be that way for my, for my personal life, and working out and fucking, family life and business, you know what I mean? So it's very, very structured. So if it's on a Sunday night or whatever, and I got to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's a fucking pain in the ass, you know what I mean? As opposed to Saturday, I can make it much more wiggle room. So I'm hoping they're playing on goddamn Saturday, and if they are, I'm almost guaranteed to fucking go. Hemorrhage is the number one goddamn band I want to fucking see. And, you know what? Number 2, Destroy 666, right here. I've never seen them. Never seen them. There's a couple opportunities. It's kind of be like, I still would like to see them, but it's not be as cool as if I saw them around Cold Steel for an Iron Age era, right? Because like the last album is like, there's a couple songs I thought were pretty good, but for the most part, the last album was gonna, but the fucking Terra Broxus, that EP that was kind of like the last thing for a while, that down, I love all that, everything, all that shit, you know what I mean? Cold Steel, Phoenix Rising, my favorite is Unchained the Wolves, all that shit, the 7 inches, some of my favorite music of all time, actually, all 10s. So, so Destroy 66 as well, though, even though, like I said, wouldn't be as cool as seeing them, whatever that is, 15 years ago. But still, nonetheless, would like to see them. So, them as well. So, that answers those goddamn questions, devils. And you know how it goes. Leave the comments, leave the questions, keep them coming. Hell, that's one. I don't think I finished them all. It's just I don't want to, this is getting ridiculous. I don't want to have an hour video. It seems a bit excessive. You know what I mean? I don't want to scare off fucking some of the other fucking devils, not make it to the end. So leave them in there, goddamn it, and I'll talk to you on the next one later.